Good evening, everybody. Hold on. Hold your horses. Okay, we should be back. We should be back. Good afternoon, everybody. How are you all doing this fine evening, this fine afternoon, this fine weekend? Starting myself a 3-day weekend. Excited. Sorry about that issue. OBS has taken to sometimes not picking up the game if I launch the game after OBS. So just a quick restart of OBS and we're back up and running. Armchair Ag, Sipper, Buffo, Binks. What is up? Will Houseman, Wiki Farms, Farmer G. Woke up this morning with Raznak posting in the Discord that Mr. Hector, the map author of Carpathian Countryside, has posted that the PC version has been submitted to Giants. The much anticipated, long awaited PC version is hopefully days to just a few weeks away, depending on how fast they get through the testing process. I think last time I looked, there were 200 mods. Still hard to believe that they are still having an issue keeping up with mod submissions. 200 mods pending testing, 10 days. 10 days, so I would say the earliest we could probably hopefully see Carpathian Countryside PC version is right around the same time that Forza Horizon Motorsport is launching on October 10th, because of course Giants is not going to be testing any mods over the weekend. Peter, good evening from Norway. How are you doing? How is it in Norway? Is it starting to get cold? It does. I see some screenshots. I have not been following the PC version development all that closely, but I did scroll through a few of his Facebook posts and did see all the way back in September, right? He was posting updates about it, hopefully soon making its way to testing, and now we are at the end of September, getting ready to lead into October. It does look like you're going to need to use production revamp. I saw a post where onions have been added to greenhouses. There is pickle production. That means that there are definitely cucumbers that you are being produced. And Mr. Hector says that he's going to be updating the map once the premium expansion comes out with respect to carrots and such. So, as you know, we will be doing a map tour of the PC-only version when it releases. It looks like it's going to be drastically different. That if you are currently playing the crossplay version, you are 100% going to need to use a new game save to pick up all of the changes that are going to be here in the PC version. Winter is coming. The classic Game of Thrones. Right, classic Game of Thrones. Winter is coming. Indeed, it is coming. It's starting to get cool here. Not cold. A little bit warmer today. But we did have a few days where it was in the 60s as the high. I don't know what that relates to in Celsius. But a little unseasonably cool for us. Dogger! Glad you could find those videos helpful. That's why they are posted out there. They're always rather popular playlists. Now we are running. I don't want to mislead anyone. we are running the cross-platform version, the same one we've been running the entire time that we have been doing our series here on Carpathian Countryside. I was a little worried with that title. Some people would think that we had early access to the PC version, and that is not the case. We are running the console version here. But we will be doing a map tour once that does make its way released on the Giants Modhub. And then we'll be able to really compare and contrast during that video how the console version and the PC version differ. Well, because we have been on this console version for the last couple of months, I believe. I don't know when exactly we started, but it has been several game years. When we were last together, we were putting in oats in this field right behind me. I was setting up to plant sunflowers in this field and remembered right as soon as I went off air that we can't direct plant sunflowers. We don't have a no-till planter. So we are quickly shallow cultivating this field. I'll hire the helper so we can shallow cultivate the next field that we're going to be putting corn into. So we get that process rocking and rolling. I'm just working on the edge here, which will make our guided steering passes just that much easier. Melvin, good evening, good afternoon, good morning, wherever on earth you are. I thought we'd do an afternoon live stream this afternoon. Catch up with everybody. Tonight we're going to be busy with our multiplayer on Baldur's Gate. We've been playing that offline. We're on a different PC, so we're no live stream tonight. Live stream tomorrow night will be American Truck Simulator, no mods. We're going to be taking all our mods out because of our issues with players being able to connect to the server and stay connected to the server. I really want to see if taking those mods out helps at all, or if there is just something seriously broken with our convoy after the most recent update. $39. Oh my gosh, that is bloody cold for the end of September. Dodger, did you just get Farm Sim? What kind of games are you interested in? And don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you are if you are not yet subscribed. That would be awesome. Something else we need to do today is check on our animals, then we could top off our pig food. We could add a couple loads of TMR to our cow pens. We could go drop a couple bales in for our sheep, and our chickens are still good. The chickens are fine. Welcome back, everybody, to our Carpathian Countryside gameplay. As you have seen in the title, the PC version has finally made its way into the Giants testing. Those of you that have been playing Carpathian Countryside to this point have been playing the cross-platform version. regardless of being a PC player or not. Rest assured, we will have a really cool and custom PC version that was planned all along. Just took a bit longer to get out than maybe was originally expected. Now, Giants has a backlog of mods pending testing. Last time I looked, it was around 200 with a 10-day waiting period. So the earliest we could probably see the PC version for Carpathian Countryside is somewhere around the middle of October. That's if it doesn't get bounced back several times for, you know, little things. Little things. Dodger just got started with ATS. Well, that's cool. We do ATS live streams every Sunday night. Now, starting tomorrow, we will be live streaming ATS over on my second channel. The other day I mentioned I was going to put in chat a quick code to that second channel. You know what? I never did. So maybe I'll just do it real fast while we are just hanging out and chatting here. But we are just kind of getting started up on a second channel. I decided to make this channel exclusive for farm sim content. So going forward, all our ATS content will be over on the new channel, as well as our Forza Motorsport content. And we might even be bringing, real quick, right before the release of City Skylines 2, we might be bringing towards that channel a series with respect to the original City Skylines. Just give me a... Hold on a moment. It's quite honestly, I will forget. If I don't do this now, I'm going to forget again. And I thought about maybe starting that, possibly starting the City Skyline stream tomorrow. We'll just have to wait and see. All right, everybody, now all you need to do is explanation FK Funhouse, and that should pop it up. Let's see. Did that work? There we go. That works. FK Funhouse is definitely going to work there. So that's my second channel. Go on, sign up. Like I said, right now we don't have any content there, but we will be putting content there as early as tomorrow afternoon. If I do a City Skyline stream, or as late as tomorrow evening when we do our ATS live stream, our convoy. Before we get too far into this, though, this video is brought to you by Chad Bergman and Jolly Rancher. Thank you for being farm barons. Ten years ago tomorrow, Hardy Sprayer sales manager for Norway. Nice. Nice. Does Hardy have a big distribution, or a big, is there a big user base? I don't even know what I'm saying right now. Are there a lot of folks using Hardy sprayers in Norway? It's a brand I don't see much here locally in my part of the States. Well, Melvin, thank you very much. But of course, as you know, with Farm Sim, you can always just put me off to the side and play whatever else, right? We're just here. A lot of time we're just here for the conversation. So I'm going to finish, I'm going to do this side. I'm going to do this side here, this field, and then I'm going to hire a helper to finish off that other side of the field while we then start planting. That's going to be our process. Hardy's the world's largest manufacturer of sprayers. Nice. I like to use them in game. I think I have one. I think I have the 3-point connected one in game right now with the front tank. Just like I said, I don't recall seeing a lot of them on the East Coast of the U.S. I definitely saw them at the National Farm Machine Show in Louisville, Kentucky when I was there last February. I'll be going back to the farm machinery show in February of 24. Highly encourage anybody that can make it to plan to come out to that. Really cool to be able to see all of this farm machinery up front and in person. Really gives you a completely different sense of scale when you see sometimes how massive some of this machinery is. Really appreciate the manufacturing process and the folks that use this stuff on a daily basis. Once you start seeing how huge it really is. I think I saw a posting on Discord about Hardy introducing the new Pulse spraying system. Is that correct? Pulse? That's basically their equivalent of John Deere's See and Spray, where it only sprays where it needs to with respect to pesticides and things. So that was cool. Oh, yeah, you can't do both. Sounds like a perfect opportunity to buy a second monitor. Henrik, what is up? What is up? We're going to need to be spraying our oats next month. So we might get around to that this afternoon also. Job is never done. Job is never done on the farm. Yeah, they say a farmer with nothing to do is a farmer who's just not looking very hard. Let's get these sunflowers. Bake it in the sun. Well, let's hope, Peter, right? It definitely didn't hurt. Definitely didn't hurt. Helping getting them into the game. Alright, what? Am I in an underpowered vehicle here? Let's go switch. Let's go switch. Maybe not, but you know, sometimes those executives need to hear it from multiple people. Let's do a quick switch with our help. Hope this 7000 can run that good. Yeah, let's see. We've got we got the Mega 1200L and the front tank. We'll be using that to spray herbicide here in a little bit. But was I right? Was I right? Is it's Hardy that's got the new pulse? There we go. Get up to speed. Are you gonna make me have to get a bigger tractor because I can't pull that? 350 HPs. Well, I guess I am underpowered. 287. All right, all right. What can we get that's not, you know, the wrong color green? Nothing good on sale, so we're just gonna have to we're just gonna go cheap and lease it for now. $279. Oh yeah, our Black Beauty. 300. 309. All right. James, this map is out in the cross-platform version. That is what we've been playing for months. Is the cross-platform version, but the PC-only version is now in Giants testing. It's got lots of features, obviously, that are not in the console version. There will be a console update coming soon after that as well, with some other changes. But the PC-only version is making use of things like production revamp for its custom production, amongst other things. There'll be several new crops added, several new productions. sheep and chicken, I believe, are going to be set up to do manure, for example. Rabbit Rob, what's up? Onions, the ability to make pickles. So we have also cucumbers. Many, many more updates other than just those few. Pinned in chat is a link to Mr. Hector's Facebook, and you'll be able to kind of scroll through his timeline and see many of the posts that he's made over the last several weeks to month and a half or so, kind of giving some highlights to the PC only version. Planet Zoo, making your own zoo, keeping the wildlife at bay. Peter, I had a really fun marketing copy I made up around Hardy and their Pulse technology. Let me dig that up real fast once I get this planter reconnected. I thought it was great. So yeah, James, are you aware that we've got a premium expansion coming out for Farm Sim in about 6 weeks, 7 weeks? November 14th. It's going to include a new map. We had the PDA reveal just the other day. Here we have that. So there's the PDA for the new map, Zelanka, coming out on November 14th. Zelanka is going to include carrots, parsnips, and red beets as additional crops as well. Eastern European inspired. Let me dig up that marketing copy I had posted over at Giants and an ambassador channel. Oh, no, that was, yeah, okay, Hardy. This was with respect to Hardy's announcement about their Pulse system. Hardy's on the pulse of modern farming techniques with its new spraying system that can detect what areas of the field need the most care and apply product to just those areas. Keep on the pulse of modern day farming by buying a Hardy sprayer today. There you go. If that isn't going to sell some sprayers, I don't know what will. I thought that was fun. It's a fabulous marketing copy. Hopefully we could see that pulse come into the game. Right now my sprayer, which kind of is using that type of tech, the scene spray tech, is a modded sprayer. tire health here and make sure we're looking good. We've got good pH, perfect nitrogen. Excellent. Excellent indeed. They're about done over here, so let's go and help these guys out. Get them started on the new field. Lots of cool new machinery also coming with the premium edition for realistic harvesting, cultivation, and planting of those root crops. I'm really looking forward to seeing the map. The pictures, the screenshots of the map look quite good. We put out videos. We put out some news videos. We put out a video about the blog post for the new map. We put out videos on some of the fact sheets for the latest DLC that was released. That was the Oxbow pack. Straw harvest is coming, and coming soon. There have been screenshots of straw harvest in testing, in the testing thread. It's not in the testing thread now, so either it got pushed back or it is approved and is just pending a scheduled release date. Rick, we are in a single player. This is not a multiplayer server or a multiplayer enabled save. Well, I mean, we had the teaser from Creative Mesh way back right before FarmCon, right? The 3 bales side by side, and then we had the well, in my opinion, the disappointing announcement from Creative Mesh and Giants about the emergency pack at FarmCon, which probably didn't go over as well because of that straw harvest teaser, right? I think if the straw harvest teaser wasn't there, I think folks would be maybe at best indifferent, or at worst indifferent toward the emergency pack. But with that teaser, right, at worst the opinion was, oh, we get the emergency pack, not straw harvest. I'd rather have that. Oh, Christian, sorry to hear that, but I'm glad you have gotten it figured out. That's one of the potential drawbacks of mods of any sort, is conflicts and issues. We're going to be planting corn in this field. Might as well get him doing this work. I haven't either. I have zero interest in it. Right? It was, like I said, it was a disappointment for me. It was a frustration for me because I really would have preferred, right, straw harvest. Who wouldn't, quite honestly. It's fine. It's fine for folks that want to do, you know, role play of some sort. Just not my cup of tea. So it looks like it is going to be coming as a free update. That was another thing. Is it going to be a third-party DLC? Is it going to be paid or is it going to be free? And it does look like, since it is going through the Giants Modhub, then that will be a free add-on for all platforms. So look forward to when that drops. We'll probably have a new and noteworthy video on that. We're expecting at any point in time back sheets to start popping up for the premium edition. We already know all of the machinery that's going to be added to the premium edition over at the Giants DLC page. You'll be able to find that all listed. Rick, we're going to be going till 4 p.m. Eastern time. Approximately 2 hours in total. So we'll be going for just about 36 minutes now. It's about another hour and 20 minutes. So we're going to put corn in field 3. I'm going to put sorghum in field 4, 14, and 16. And then those are all of our fields. Remember, we bought field 5. And we also now own field 26, not 26, 29. And this big grass area down here as well. We're looking forward to when this grass can be first cut. How many bales of hay we get off of that. Because up to this point, we've been doing contracts and either keeping the bales from the contracts or just, you know, banging through that little bit of grass right there. 99, 94. Our PF score dropped a bit because we picked up these 3 fields. Right? And then, of course, our grass is just abysmal. But it's most likely because we've never plowed it and redone it. Yeah, I don't know, Christian. Maybe it's a coast to coast and Canada Dream thing, where they don't play nice together. Maybe one or the other needs to be updated. Maybe one requires a specific state DLC because we're using specific assets from a specific state DLC that you may not have. It could go on and on. Yeah, we got Straw Harvest coming. We have the PC version of this map coming. Of course, we have in about 7 weeks the premium version or the premium expansion coming, and the premium update to the game, which itself is a great way to get up to date with all the content or to get into Farm Sim. It's a very, very affordable way to basically get caught up to date with everything as opposed to trying to piecemeal it all together. And it's hard to believe that the game's only really been out for less than 2 years still. It's not going to be until November, right after the premium expansion drops, that Farm Sim will be celebrating its 2-year anniversary of its release. checking out this name. I can't figure out what is it. Let's see here. Thin or Setin Hoxie. I'm sorry. That's just I can't figure out. Can't figure it out. Welcome. Glad you could catch us. Glad you could join in. I made a post. Let me dig this up. I made a post the other day about mods, mod count, and where we are. I don't know if I'm going to be able to find it, or maybe I'll just have to dig the numbers up real fast. All right, here we are. Here's a little factoids information. This was back September 21st when I did this, so just over a week ago. It's not 100% accurate because we've now had, well, since then, almost 10 days worth of mods drop, but okay. FS22's been out for 22 months now, give or take a few days. It now has over 5,100 mods released on the Giants Modhub. 5,100. Okay. Farm Sim 19 has a total of 5,378 mods on the Giants Modhub. Farm Sim 19 basically had a 3-year run. We're not into our 3rd year yet. We still haven't finished our 2nd year of FS22. We only have 278 mods before Farm Sim 22 surpasses the total mod count of its predecessor, and it could potentially very easily do that in a year's less time. That is how busy the testing team has been over at Giants. That is how busy the modders and mappers have been for FS22 compared to FS19. And FS19 far surpassed the number of mods on the Giants Modhub for FS17. So it has just been a steady increase in modders, mod submissions, mod releases for each iteration of the game. Where are we going to be when the next Farm Sim releases? Speculation would tell you possibly there's pretty good money that possibly FS25 will be releasing the end of 2024. But we'll just have to wait and see. That is 100% speculation at the moment. But how many mods are we going to start seeing come FS25's release? Where will we be 2 years into that game? That is, some have been problematic indeed. Some map releases have come out, I think, before they should have. You're going to see that with every game release. And then we have, of course, first-time map authors, as we do with any game release, honing their skills. But what a trend that I don't like seeing is that we have way too many things coming out half-baked or seemingly half-baked, and then going through several iterations of updates before they feel like they're more fully baked. I mean, we had a map drop last week, did we not? Or maybe the end of the previous week. A lot of this stuff blurs together now. It was the day we had 5 maps drop. And I was looking at this map. I always do kind of a cursory look over the map before I record a video. And I was looking over this map, and I kept thinking, this is awful similar. I've seen this before. And I couldn't pin it down, so I looked the name of the map up in my channel, and lo and behold, in like April of 22, I had done a map video of that very PDA, just with a slightly different name. So I looked at it some more, and I'm like, this is basically just a revision of their previous map. They just renamed it with the year, right? This is my 2023 release of this map. I'm like, no, I'm not. No, I'm not doing a map video on a 2023 release of a map that was released in 2022. Are we going to have a 2024 version of the same map? Are we going to have someone that has 3 maps that have been released, but technically they're all the same? Just little reworks here and there? I don't know. Those are revisions. Those aren't full releases. Christian, it will be all platforms, whatever releases. FS25 is my guess on the name. There's no official information on that. This is all speculative. But console players make up more than half of the player base. Giants would not release a PC-only version at this point. Farm Sim was PC for a long time, and then they, as they grew their company, they grew into developing for Xbox and PlayStation. They added Nintendo Switch. In FS17, there was a Switch version of the full FS17 game. When FS19 came out, they did not release it on Switch. Instead, Switch got the mobile version of the game, FS20, and FS23 are both available on Switch. Those are the mobile variants of the game that are available on Switch, iOS, and Android. But I have every confidence that the full game, if it's called FS25, will be released for current gen consoles, Xbox X, S, and PlayStation 5, as well as PC. I do not feel it is in Giants' best interest to support for another game cycle the PS4 and Xbox One. I feel those are platforms that need to basically stay with FS22 as the last release. Armchair Ag, I get it. I would like to see things measured in measuring units that I'm familiar with as well, but I'm used to hearing, seeing, and using on the North American continent, right, where we don't measure everything in liters. We have bushels, we have gallons. Some things are sold by pound, right? Some things are sold by volume, by, cubic ton, whatever. Now, there is a PC mod that does bring those measurements in. No doubt it simplifies the game drastically when everything is liters. It's just if you're not used to the metric system, it can be a little put offish, right? Why are we measuring bales in liters? I can't stick a hay bale in a liter jar, right? But that's just because we don't deal with that kind of thing. And don't forget, Giants is a European company. This is basically a European game that is released internationally. Just like I did with the shallow cultivator, we're going to just do a run around the field. It'll make finishes this field off easier. Exactly. I can't visualize a liter. I can't visualize meter. Right? If something says it's 12 meters wide, all right, it's 12 somethings, but I don't have a good visual reference as to what that is. Like, for example, this, right? This cedar, or this planter, is what? Twelve meters wide, right? I don't know. What's 12 meters? Well, 12 meters is apparently nearly 40 feet. Oh, okay. Right? 40 feet. I've got a good reference as to how big 40 feet is. I don't necessarily have a good reference as to how big 12 meters is. And like I said earlier, when I went to the National Farm Machinery Show, I've got several videos, not several, I've got a few videos of that show from last February. This stuff is a lot bigger than we are just as gamers playing Farm Sim, you know, necessarily picking up. And when you can see the size of some of this stuff in person, it's incredible. It's incredible. Like you know, we know the self-propelled sprayers, right? We know these sprayers. The Hardy sprayer, right? The Brune here, right? You see the Hardy Rubicon sprayer. You know, it's like, this thing is big, right? Obviously, it's a big machine. When you see people who are taller than you walking under the Hardy sprayer at a show, and they're not even remotely ducking because there's still room between their head and the undercarriage of the vehicle. Yeah, you know, when it's 7 feet off the ground at its lowest point, at least, that's a little bit of an eye-opener. When you see people sitting in the wheel wells of a slurry tank taking a break, and they are full on inside the wheel well, stretched out like it's a lounge chair. And there's 3 of those on either side of the slurry tank. Right? It's like, holy cow. These things are massive. Now, when I was living on the farm 30 years ago, 35, 40 years ago, this wasn't anywhere near that big. Right? Ag has got big. Really big. So, like I say, if you ever get an opportunity to go to a farm show where they're showing off real machinery, it is such an eye-opener. And like I said, we're going to be going back to the National Farm Machine Show in Louisville, Kentucky in February of 2024. I'd love to meet up with any of you all at the show, hang out with you, take a look at the stuff, go out, hang out for dinner, right? That'll be awesome. I've been trying to talk Giants into going to that show. Not only as a marketing team, a business development team, to go there and talk to brands that maybe aren't aware of Farm Sim, the video game, maybe aren't aware of the potential benefits, haven't really thought about having their products in game. Maybe they have and they just haven't been able to reach out to anybody. an excellent opportunity because you have all sorts of brands, all sorts of manufacturers, domestic and international, at the show. I was really surprised to see so many brands. Horsch, I think we had Horsch there. Definitely had Kloss there. Had Hardy there. Had all types of the brands that you see here in Farm Sim and many more. But also, it's a perfect opportunity because you have people that are interested in ag. Local, Johnny, I'll say thanks for the sub here in a minute. Local schools take field trips to the farm show. They take their own kids out of school and do official school field trips on school buses to the ag show. Well, now you show up with your other team on the gaming side, right, to show the game off, have it available for people to play, right? Man, I never knew that there was a farming game, computer game that's available on Xbox or PlayStation, right? My kid's into all these games that I don't want him to get into on those consoles, right? I need to get him into this. Kids who are into 4-H, FFA, and other such things may or may not be aware of Farm Sim, right? Perfect opportunity. One, on the marketing side, talk to brands, you know. And then on the gaming side, to promote the game to individuals that might be interested in that type of product, right? Working from both angles. Johnny 004, thank you for subscribing to the channel. If you're there in chat, say hey so we can give you a big old thank you. Quirky Duke Formulator, welcome to the chat. Well, you can make it. This is not Backroads Country. This is Carpathian Countryside. That's why we have the stream titled the way it is. Christian, I wouldn't say it's dumb. It's an idea for sure. There are no dumb ideas. There are only people who discount an idea as being dumb. I don't know if that's the angle that the developers want to go. Right? I don't know if they want to go to an angle where you are raising a family and you have a field work mechanic, and then, which is what we would have now, right? That's what Farm Sim now is basically a field work simulator. To also incorporate, things outside of field work. Farmer's Dynasty had that, tried to do that, I think. Right, where you kind of moved in and you had your farm, you kind of built it up. At the same time, you kind of interacted with local farmers. I think potentially you could get into a relationship, and maybe at that point, have a family. Medieval Dynasty, depending on how you play that game, there is definitely an agricultural element to Medieval Dynasty. It's not the only aspect, but there's definitely a component there. You can definitely get married there and have kids. It's just, I don't know if that's something that Giants is interested in moving into at all. There's been people asking for more of a career mode, whereas Farm Sim now is pretty much 100% sandbox mode, right? You get on a map and you go do whatever you want, right? But more of a career mode would be jumping in on a map and then having you're working your way up, storyline. Like by the end of the first year, or by the start of the second year, you need to have, so much product in the silos and, a herd of 25 cows, right? And then by the end of year 2, you need to have, in addition to your 25 cows, you need to have a herd of 15 sheep, and 35 chickens, or, other things, kind of goal-based, right? So who knows what the next farm sim will bring into it, above and beyond what I call fieldwork simulator, right? It would be cool. It would be cool for some. Others not so much. So it would be important that it would be an optional thing. That's something that Giants has been good about, is making a lot of these things optional. Like in FS22, they introduced the concepts of seasons and the concept of having to plant and harvest things in specific time frames of the year. But for those who don't want to do that, they just want to plant whatever, whenever, and such, well, you can just turn it off. And you still have the visual seasons transitions. And for those that are maybe disturbed by the concept of planting wheat when it's clearly winter time because there's no leaves or anything on the trees, well, you can even turn off the seasonal growth transitions or the seasonal visual transitions and hard lock it to one specific month visually, right? So there's always options in Farm Sim on turning things on and off. Do you want plowing? Yes or no? Do you want weeds? Yes or no? Do you want rocks? Yes or no? Thankfully, we can turn rocks off. Rocks are a bit OP. They're a bit much. Well, then, Corky, right? The hardcore realistics. Yeah, they would definitely not like that, right? Hardcore players that are trying to go for as realistic gaming as possible with their virtual farming practices, they wouldn't go with that. Others would, right? Others that are into those two types of games. There's been talk, but it'd be really cool to incorporate Farm Sim and American Truck Sim, where you would not only harvest your crop, but then be able to transport your crop to multiple cities. Maybe you don't have a grain elevator, a place to sell your grain within a couple miles of your farm, right? Maybe you got to drive 100 miles. Maybe you have to haul your grain off halfway across the state in order to get a good price. But there's technical difficulties with that. Farm Sim's using their own engine. ATS, I don't know what engine they're using, but I think it is themselves also another kind of home-built engine. So just naturally right there, it's not like they're both using Unreal Engine or anything like that. But there have been players that have attempted crossovers gameplay where they'll, let's say their farm is in Iowa, and they could pull up ATS and go to Iowa and role play that they're hauling grain between the two games. All right, almost done, and then we need to go mix up some TMR and feed our pigs some pig food, feed our cows some TMR, put some hay bales in our sheep, then we'll make our way into April. And we just used almost the entire load of seed. We're down to just 100 liters of seed. We planned that one out pretty good. Yeah, the complexity, the engineering that goes into this huge machinery. Really impressive once you can see how big this stuff is. How seemingly smooth all this tonnage gets moved around, rotates, locks in place for transport. A marvel of modern engineering. Leave him running, obviously. I need to see if this needs fertilized or not. It does. We fertilized and limed our new grass field. We need to fertilize that field. So here we have our mixer. We are totally out of silage. Straw bales are pretty low. Let one hay bale out. Yeah, sure. We get that other hay bale out. 6 straw bales. 5 hay bales. And silage bales. That should do it. This won't take too long. After all, we are the U.S. GPortal Bale Stacking Champion. Does any of you run the Bale Stacking Challenge? What are your best times? What am I doing? I don't want to put it in the mixer. Doofus. I think my best time is 1 minute and 24 for 8 bales. Rick, oh, you didn't miss too much. We finished cultivating the field. We finished planting the field. Now we are mixing up some TMR. Using our TMR mixer. And then we're going to be feeding the cows some loads of TMR. Topping off our pigs, making our way into April. These were off of contract. This mixer you can find in the Giants Modhub. It holds 200,000 liters worth of TMR. It holds 50,000 liters of silage, hay, and straw. So we are just topping up the mixer. We made all these bales with the Bale stationary baler you see off under the shed there. Alright, so full on hay. This should get close to topping them off. So there we go, 50,000, 50,000, 48,000, and activate. Our animals, straw, they could use more straw. They're okay with straw. They don't take straw yet. They're good. Let's get some straw out too. So that's 25,000 liters. Yep, that'll work. Rick, I have dev controls enabled. And you can run with just shift. Holding down shift on the keyboard, you can run speedy quickly. So normal speed, shift, normal speed, shift, normal speed, holding down shift. So dev controls lets you do things like that, right? Turn the HUD on and off. Lots of other things. I like this Euro Milk mixer. It's over at Giants Modhub. I was trying to use things that were kind of regional correct. It unloads really slow compared to other mixers. Lots of kind of neat animations. We'll put another load in the other cow pen. And then we will take those straw bales to the cows, top off our pigs, and then we'll go to the barn. Whoa, 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 whoa. So, I saw Mr. Hector also released this week the animal buildings that we have here on Carpathian Countryside have been released as independent mods over at the Giants Modhub. So while that's running, let's get this. Do a little multitask operation. These are going to Cow Barn 1. That's where we have the 150 cows. We started out with just 50. And we've now reproduced up to 200. The goal is to basically get up to 400 cows, I believe, is the max for this farm. And then we'll start selling off our oldest. We started out with 24 pigs, and we've now grown that to 300 multiple times over. And we just sell off the oldest lot to make room for the younger lot. Yeah, because you can put 200 cows in each building. We've been playing for a while here on the map, so we've gone through multiple iterations of reproduction and puberty, maturation, if you will. I did start this, right? Yeah, it says it's ready. Yeah, this pen holds 200 and we have 150 in there. So we have 25 months, 15 months, and 5-month-old cows there. This one holds 300. Oh, 300. And we have 53-month-old cows in this one. These are our oldest cows. So we'll get to 500 cows. We did. Let's go get pig food. Early on in our gameplay, it took a long time to get profitable because we were saving every ounce of grain that we were making for our pig food production. Now we're easily able to feed our pigs and sell our excess grain. So we don't need to worry about it. So, production. I'm going to turn on both. We can turn both on. We should be okay for a month on our dairy. And then this will top us up enough. We don't have to worry about it for quite a while. Be 70-some thousand liters. We might be able to bring another 30 over. Might as well just do that, I guess. Then it will be a long time before we have to worry about hauling any more pig food. Who else is playing on the map? I mean, if we really wanted to expand our operations as much as possible, as big as possible, there's another cow area on the map that we could buy and keep raising cows slowly until we fill up those as well. Then we probably have over 1,000 cows on the map. But we're not going to be playing this map that long. That would take quite a long time. Go. Miles, no, this is a standard size map because it is available on console. And welcome to April. It's on sale. Nothing worth buying. You still working? Yep. We're still slaving away. Just driving all night long. That guy was. Oh, let's put some hay in for a sheep. Those are very trusting sheep, right? They don't run away or nothing. Oh, we're a little heavy. Where are these guys at? Good, they're topped up. Oh, Miles! I'm not going to be able to give you a full rundown because I'm not even 100% up to speed on it, but so the PC version is going to be doing custom production with the production revamp mod. There's going to be customized greenhouses. So we're going to have the ability to do, let's see, onions. We're going to have the ability to do cucumbers. There's going to be custom factories. There's going to be like a pickle factory, I believe I saw. Who knows what other factories that they're going to be. The sheep and chickens are now going to require straw, or I should say accept straw. And as a result, they're going to produce manure. There may be some additional crops. There was reference to bringing the map up to support premium expansion once that drops. But ultimately, to get a good rundown, it would be checking out Mr. Hector's Facebook page. I was doing a little bit of reading before the stream on those updates. It will most likely require a new game save because of the differences. Obviously, there's new production buildings, there's new other things that are not going to necessarily pick up if you try to simply change the map out on an existing save. I don't think it's going to be bigger, but maybe. I am not using the PC version at the moment, so I want to make sure everyone knows that we're still playing on the cross-platform version. Go spray our oat field and our sunflower field. Those both should have popped up. Oh, we have full growth on our grass. We might be able to mow our new grass field today. There's also going to be an update for the console version that's going to add things like onions, I think. Obviously, the console version will not be using production revamp. We're still on the console version here, the all platforms version. And other than doing the map tour, I don't know if we're going to do much with the PC version because, like I said, I expect it is going to require a full new game save because of all the changes between the versions and the things that have been added. And to be quite honest, I have been kind of waiting for another map to drop that is going to replace this gameplay. And at the latest, we're going to swap this out with Zelanka once that is available. But, you know, we're in essence one potential map release away from moving off of Carpathian Countryside. We've been here a long time. It's time to move on, I feel. Just waiting for the right map to come along to move on. So that should help the PF score on... no, we're not doing the new field yet. I don't think we're going to touch the new field until harvest. No, that didn't really appeal to me. I thought about it. I thought about it when it released. Then it went away. And then I decided, wasn't that big into it. Armchair Ag, thank you, sir. Thank you. I definitely intend to play and use things that are globally available for everyone. That's always, in my opinion, annoying when a viewer is like, oh, they see somebody using something and they're like, oh, is that available? And then it's like, no, this is my own edit, or this is private, not available. And it's like, well, all right, thanks. Pay to play, never pay to play. Anyone selling mods or maps for Farm Sim is in strict violation of the Giants' terms of service. And quite frankly, you should report them to the email address abuse@giants-software.com. Let Giants know so they can pursue their legal rights on those violators, because there is terms of service within the game itself, within the Giants editor, that you agree to when you play the game and use the editor, that anything created with the Giants editor cannot be sold basically for monetary gain. And other than a script mod, you can't get anything into the game without basically using the editor. That still qualifies armchair ag. It's the slippery slope. I call it a slippery slope between testing, using your channel membership, your paid membership, and giving them the perk of testing unreleased things, to using the channel membership as a way of financing, right, your modding endeavor, and making the early access as a perk to paid membership. And I think it comes down to, is it a bullet point on your list of membership perks? Right? Do you advertise that, hey, you want to be a Patreon member, or do you want to be a premium subscriber? Then these are the perks you get, which includes early access and the ability to help dev and test things. So then you have people paying, potentially, willingly knowing, right, that's why they were buying it, that's why they were paying, is to get access to those things. Now, if you never advertised that premium membership got you those things, you just granted that to premium members, then that's not a deliberate, right? It's not a deliberate ploy, in my opinion, to get memberships. So, for example, I don't think what Farmer Andy does with respect to early access beta testing his Hoff Bergman map is necessarily a violation of terms of service, because once that testing process is over, we all know, and he's well established, that the full map will be released. But then there are others that have demonstrated in the past that they have kept all of their mods private until basically right before the game is obsoleted, right before the release of the next version, and then suddenly they release everything out. But at that point, they pretty much know that most people don't care anymore, because they're within a few days to weeks of the next game dropping. Rick, yes, we're using mods. The sprayer is a mod right now available over the Giants Modhub that adds the precision farming see and spray functionality to the hardy sprayers. Without the mod, see and spray is only available on the John Deere sprayer. This tractor is the 6000 series. I believe this was a mod that was released for FarmCon by Giants because they were at Dutzfar. Miles, well, I mean, whoever does Michigan Farms, he'd have to upload it to the Modhub and go through the Modhub testing process. I don't know if he intends to do that. He's in the process of doing that. Right? Some mappers, some modders just don't want to deal with Giants' testing process. It can be burdensome at times. but it is definitely the area where they're going to get the most visibility of their hard work. Yeah, so for me, like I said, the line's a slippery slope, but for me, the slope is let's say you have a Patreon, and you advertise, you know, the reason to do that would be, one, to show your support to the modder, right? Do you really appreciate their work? You want to give them a couple bucks a month just for all their effort, because modding does take a lot of time, takes a lot of effort. And as a result of the membership, right, you get, let's say, maybe a custom portal, a custom whatever that you can go to and get exclusive screenshots, information about upcoming projects or current projects. Maybe you have the ability to suggest projects, right, for the modder to consider. Maybe they offer exclusive live streams of modding, yeah, that you can join and chat it up and participate. Right, really feel like you're a part of the creator and the creative process. Those could all be advertised perks. And an unadvertised perk that people just know is that when a mod is close to being released, when a mod is submitted to the Modhub for testing, that this mod author also makes available for those premium members the ability to download and do their own testing and commenting about the product ahead of the full release on the Modhub. If that functionality, if that perk is bulleted out, named as a official perk, it seems like the overall interpretation is that would be a violation of terms of service. If that perk is not advertised and simply is just done, you know, not a guarantee, but typically they will make it available for paid members to use during the testing process, let's say. That would not be a violation, because you're not explicitly selling the mod, because it's not advertised as part of the purchase price of the membership. You as a creator are choosing to gift that mod to your paid members, right? But it's not a right of membership. Miles, Hoff Bergman likely will not be ever submitted to the Giants Modhub. Hoff Bergman has been around since FS15 at the earliest, or should I say at the latest, possibly even before then. And it's my understanding that he has never considered submitting it to the Giants Modhub. He seems perfectly content in its release over on lsfarmingmods.com. So Hoff Bergman is available over here. So he seems perfectly content with that. And still gets hundreds of thousands of downloads. right? It's a very popular map in Germany and in Europe. I expect an update to that map probably at the end of the year. Maybe after premium drops, where he will adjust the map to better support the premium crops that are being added. He's almost done. Good. He's almost done. We've got... Oh, wrong. No, this is the right one. Weed. There we go. We'll be done this soon after he's done that. And then we'll look at mowing our new grass field down here. Baling. Yeah, he's got lots of things that wouldn't pass giants. The butcher, for sure. You know, go in the farm shop and look at the postcards. Look at the postcards that are available for sale. Those are not E for everyone. We'll just leave it at that. Probably the beer production, right? Yeah, no doubt. No doubt there's an update coming soon. Right, there was an update right before Premium dropped. The end of last year. There was an update, what, around May of this year. So about every 6 months-ish. Which would put it coming up soon. Definitely a map that I like coming back to with every update to see the new stuff that has been incorporated. And of course we have our own exclusive Hoff Bergman Explained playlist where we covered all of the custom things that are a part of Hoff Bergman. And we'll continue that when and if there is an update on what is new, what is changed. Miles, it's just, I would say it's just Giants' interpretation of what would affect the overall game rating. They want a game that's going to be rated for any and all age groups. They don't want in any way, right, a kid who wants to play Farm Sim have a parent look at the game ratings and say, no, this is too mature for you, right? They want a game that's as approachable to a big audience as possible, which is understandable. What a butcher that literally you just deliver animals to, and you get pallets that say steak on them, right? Could that change the game rating? I don't know. I don't know what. I don't see it changing the game rating for North American rating systems, but I don't know what the defining line is for all of the other international game rating systems that there are. Yeah, that's why we don't have actual male-female reproduction for our animals, right? I don't think Giants doesn't want to be the one explaining the birds and bees to kids. They don't want to be the one that causes their, let's say, 6 or 7 year old to come to them and ask, why do I have to have a bull in with my heifers in order to get calves? So it's an opportunity for mappers and modders to create those things for those who are looking for that realism. And it's a testament to the game's design by the developers that things are like that are fairly easily implemented. The Hoff Bergman was the first map that had the animals that grew up, right? When you had baby chicks, they were little baby chicks. When you had calves, when you had your cow offspring, they showed up as calves. And as they matured, they transitioned to other visual models. Hoff Bergman did that first, and there really wasn't a lot of custom programming. From what I understand, basically the game engine already had provisions in for potentially different animated models for you to use. It's just they didn't exist. So it took someone making a calf, making a chick, making a little goat, a little sheep, a little piglet, and having those, right, having those grow up, having different models for different agings. So that just took mappers, modders to investigate what's already available in the game for them to leverage. And then they realized, oh, we could come up with some 3D models, or we could buy some 3D models, create our own, right? And call them with some scripting into what's already available in the game. Not yet, Melvin, not yet. I keep checking over there every couple months just to see what's going on. My gut reaction is that it's a few months away. But again, that is just speculative. Another interesting example of really creative modding of things that are already built into the game was back in FS19. Early on, again in Hoff Bergman, there were silos that only would accept one fill type at a time. And they didn't have any custom scripting or anything like that, because they were basically leveraging a base game function. And that function was the trailers. Trailers typically only allow one thing at once. Right? So you can only put one type of grain in a trailer at any one point in time, irregardless of the semi-trailers that have multiple compartments. But okay. Well, it was just the process of coding a placeable as a trailer. I don't know how you do it, but basically these placeable silos were, as far as the game were concerned, were just stationary trailers, which already could only take one crop at a time. And when I learned about that, I was like, that's a genius idea. Of course. Let's leverage something that's already there just for a different purpose. All right, catch you later, Armchair Ag. There we go. All right. So those fields are now sprayed. This field is done. Ready for corn planting. The other fields we're going to be able to direct seed sorghum, so we won't have to worry about that. Well, Miles, I mean, I guess you can technically do that by picking and choosing what mods you want to add in to give you additional levels of realism. Now, when and if Farm Sim updates to whatever is coming next, right? There will be a time gap from when the game releases and certain mods that do that type of functionality do or don't come out. But you have, certain mods out there like the enhanced animals that give you more than 1-to-1 reproduction capability, right? So your pigs could be a 1 to 10. Your chicks can be a 1 to many. You get the different visuals of the baby animals growing up. The different visuals of the bulls and other things. Oh, well, so the key is getting it to extract properly. And if you're not familiar with using extraction software like WinRAR and working with multi-part compressed files, then it can be a little confusing. But the key is to download all 3 parts, part 1, 2, and 3, have them all in the same folder, and then use a program like WinRAR, WinRAR, a quick free download and basically open part 1 with that application and tell it to extract part 1, and that will by itself extract parts 2 and 3. You do nothing with parts 2 and 3 other than download them and make sure they're in the same folder as part 1. You extract part 1 and it will extract parts 2 and 3 by itself, and then you just move the appropriate mods over into your mod folder that you want or need to use. All right. Let's go get our mower. Simulator YouTuber, thank you. We were an exclusive Dudes farm for our tractors up until when I had to lease the Colossus to do my planting. We're gonna head out. Grab our tedder. And since I added follow me, we can bring both of these down to the grass field. In one trip. I don't know. I never played Miles of FS15. I expect it may have been a mod map. The console version, and that's what we are playing, has been available for a while. The title's just basically announcing that the map author has submitted a PC only variant with some new functionality to the Modhub. You can find a link to that posting pinned in chat. Going to have some additional crops in it, some additional productions, including custom greenhouses that do onions, cucumbers, for example. There's going to be a pickle factory to process those cucumbers. Sheep and chicken are going to take manure, or going to take straw to produce manure, as a few examples, but that is not all that is in the new pack. So I bought this grass field just before the last stream we did on Thursday. I didn't live stream last night. I didn't really feel like it. Spent a lot of last night playing Baldur's Gate 3. I think I'm 3 battles away from finishing that. thank you for just ramming me. I knew I had that coming. I'll probably be playing a little Baldur's Gate today after our live stream, which is honestly just about done. Just want to get this started. Those that haven't seen this grass field, it's down here south of 31, just beside the sheep and chicken area. It's really nice. I like this area. I wish it was a numbered field because we were never able to do it on a contract. Tonight we're going to be doing Baldur's Gate 3 multiplayer. I won't be live streaming that. Tomorrow afternoon I might be doing a City Skylines. I still have to get City Skylines reinstalled. I need to pick a map. I need to decide, am I going to mod? Probably not. Probably not mod because we got to warm up to the new City Skylines 2 coming out in October. And then we'll definitely be doing our ATS live stream tomorrow night on our secondary channel, Explanation FK Funhouse, for a link to that. That's the new channel. We're going to be putting all the non-farm sim gaming related content. So our ATS content, our Forza Motorsport content, City Skylines 2 content, and anything else that we ultimately end up getting into will be over there. This channel will be exclusive going forward for farm sim only content. Hopefully that'll help out with the algorithmic recommendations. Yeah, what do you all think of this field? Seeing some of it, have you, am I mowing faster than he can Ted? Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. Let's slow this down. I don't want to get way out ahead of him. Then we have another little fingerling back here. Got some trees, we got some rocky area. All right, so I know whenever cleared that out. This will be more hay bales than our sheep will ever need. We are planning on increasing our sheep population until that pin is full. Also buying the spinnery at some point if we were to continue the gameplay on the map, because at that point we would be having a very steady production of wool. We got a pretty consistent production of eggs. At any point in time we could buy the dairy, not the dairy, but buy the bakery. But we would need sugar. We would need flour. If we were going to buy the bakery. So we probably won't mess with that. Oh, good, you're catching up to me. Glad you're catching up to me. So as far as live streaming goes, Monday we will be back. Planning on live streaming Monday evening unless Giants drops a map Monday in the Giants Modhub. Then we're going to have to be focusing on that. It's been a while since we've seen a map drop. I don't think we had one at all this week. So we are due. Hopefully not for another 5 map day drop. That was exhausting. Those 2 days. But at any rate, we'll be back here at Farm Sim on this map on Monday night. As far as what's expected and coming next week, Forza Motorsport Early Access is going to be Thursday, October 5th. We did buy the premium edition of Forza Motorsport, so we will have access to that on October 5th. We will be live streaming Forza Motorsport Thursday, October 5th. The only thing that's going to keep us away from that is a map drop. Quite frankly, Monday I've got off, so even if there is a map drop Monday, we can still live stream this Monday night because I'll have time. So yeah, Forza Motorsport will be over on the FK Funhouse channel. There's going to be a single player element, career element to it. We're going to do multiplayer with hopefully the same crew that we did our Forza Horizon 5 gameplay. We had over a year of Forza Horizon Friday live streams. I've never owned Forza Motorsport, so I just don't know what the multiplayer format's going to look like. If it's something that we can kind of set up, or if we have to join public lobbies, or what we have to do with that, so we'll figure that all out. Now that we have done a full lap of the field, I'd love to hear what you all think, both in chat and for the replay down in the comments below. With respect to this plot of land, I think it's pretty desirable. Kind of wish I'd have bought it earlier. I'll see you tonight. For sure, Simper. I was trying to think where we are. We're still in the Shadowlands, right? I want to go to Moonrise Tower. Before we do the attack on before we have the attack on Last Light. I didn't go to Moonrise Tower until after the attack in single player. I want to go there before the attack because apparently we can maybe save some people down in the dungeons. Dun dun dun. Thank you, Farmer G. I'll catch you later. And until next time, happy farming.